Singapore Airlines doesn't have a dedicated lounge in Milan, so this was the Montale lounge, which was quite nice. It wasn't crowded. I didn't really take much food because I wasn't hungry, but it was nice with nice views. And that's our plane, the Airbus A350-900. Beautiful plane right there. My seat on this plane was 12A, and included in the seat was the amenity kit, socks, slippers, eye mask, and all of the other little accoutrements that you get on a business class seat on the A350. The bottles of water were really great because I got so dehydrated and I just kept asking for more bottles throughout the flight. It was a pretty long flight. This one was about just under 14 hours. This seat has a huge amount of leg room and this little cubby underneath for your bag and other little items. There's also the higher little footwell area for sleeping, which I didn't mind. I didn't mind being on my side, kind of on an angle. I didn't get that much sleep, to be honest. There was so much turbulence on this flight and I'm a really nervous flyer.
Safety briefing and on a journey through Singapore. During takeoff and
So with this flight, there was actually a bit of a delay leaving the airport, and then the taxi was really long as well. But you know, when you're in business class, you don't mind. But I did feel bad for the people in economy. I used the Book the Cook service for this flight, and I used it for all of the flights that I was on. But the menu had heaps of options, and I did kind of regret a little bit on some of the other flights, just not waiting until I got on the plane to choose. But on this particular flight, I loved the food, which I'll get to in a minute. The noise cancelling headphones were great. They came with these little covers for, hygiene. So just a quick tip, don't use this one because it will break if you put the bed down. Use this jack, not the one next to the aisle. Okay, goodbye. Entertainment system was amazing. I spent most of the flight watching, what was it, House of the Dragon, I think. God, it was so sexy, I guess. I was very nervous about other people seeing my screen. I was kind of like, oh my God, what will people think? But one of the benefits of the business class seat is you do get a bit of privacy. But there were heaps of other options, obviously. I think I also watched, Iron Man or some of the Marvel films. I watched a lot of stuff on this very long flight instead of sleeping, which was not very smart. Another thing that I spent a lot of time watching was the flight path and where we were, especially when there was turbulence. For some reason, it just calmed me down watching where the plane was. So once again, I was in business class, my husband and my 3 boys were in economy. It was a little bit lonely in business class, to be honest, but there was a really nice couple sitting in the aisle seats, in the middle seats, next to me, and they were kind of curious about why I was filming, and I overheard them saying that maybe I was a journalist. Like, not quite. Not even a YouTuber really, but just having some fun. So yeah, they were a good company actually, so that was nice. The views from the window were just stunning. I absolutely love flying into or out of Milan because you get this gorgeous view of the Alps. So there was a little amenity kit awaiting for me on the chair, which was nice. The bag itself is probably the nicest part of this kit, and inside there was a little lip gloss and a facial mist and hand lotion. All of those products were really lovely, but my favorite thing was the bag. I did spend quite a lot of time looking out the window during the daytime. It's just such a beautiful view and quite mesmerizing. And I just love this little wingtip as well. I tried getting some good shots of that as well. Before we took off, the flight attendants did bring me a champagne, which I was happy to accept. And then shortly after takeoff, they started the meal service, which was this yummy satay, chicken, and more wine, of course. So the appetizer that they brought out was a large piece of burrata on a salad. It was absolutely delicious, and I had it with garlic bread. I can't usually eat wheat or bread, but I can eat European wheat, if that makes sense. So I was very excited to be able to eat pasta as well. This was my second course, and it was a truffle pasta with kind of some sort of ham on top. It was absolutely delicious, followed by this yummy tart. I can't remember what flavor it was, but it was very good, and I had it with some fruit. And then I just had I think that was a coffee at the end with some milk. So yeah, a really nice lunch. So the bathroom on the A350 is quite a bit smaller than the A380. Certainly doesn't have as many mirrors, I think, but it has these nice little towels and heaps of amenities, and it was clean, and never really had to wait for the toilet, so, you know, happy days. I was happy with it. So I did ask for a snack. Actually, I think I just went to the galley and grabbed a snack. They had these sandwiches and a Kit Kat, and then there was a breakfast service after I woke up from some sleep. I didn't record what the main meal was, but there was fruit and this yummy croissant. I think the main meal was, for some stupid reason, I don't know why, but I pre-ordered a healthy breakfast. I think it consisted of eggs with avocado and some kind of vegetable, but that's pretty much it. After we landed, we had a 2-hour stopover in Singapore, and then we flew from Singapore to Sydney on the Boeing 777. I'm going to make a video about that separately, because it's just, otherwise this video would just be too long if I did the 2 legs in one video. But overall, I really enjoyed this flight, and I'll be taking it again in January 2024.